Okay, so you can see in the screen. Okay, so this is a topic 7. We discuss about the concept of adult education and how do we implement the adult education program development into the program, especially focusing on adult, all right, especially on adult learning and adult development. So you are lucky because you have done your mini project. You go for the data collection, you observe the program, and also we will sharing our thought and ideas and also our experience while having the experience interviewing them. So now I hope that the session will be more easier because easy for you to capture. Then by right, maybe you will ask me about some question. Maybe let me trigger, especially in terms of the planning and the program development itself. Okay, are you ready? Okay, that's great. So now this is talking about the goals and objective of adult education program development. Basically, after we discuss many things, all in all is discussed about the opportunities. So meaning that we want to provide the opportunities. What is opportunities? Is second opportunities, meaning that maybe the adults itself, they maybe miss the formal system of education before this. Maybe because of the adult education program development initiative, then by right they can back to university, they can back to the college to pursue their formal learning, for example. So can you capture the information? I think there we have example in UPM. Do you know apa contohnya dekat UPM? The simple one. What type of the second opportunity given to the adults come to the university? So what do you think? It's a simple one. Do you know it? Siapa nak cuba? Do you know about PJJ program? They're talking about the distance learning program, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ah,
that's
so
right. Yeah.
PJJ. So for your information, our BS HRD program, we have a two types of the learning. First is in campus, like you. So what you are registered now in campus. By right, your friends, the other friend, they have another cohort. This is called distance learning, HRD distance learning. Right. So they came to the university for the twice in a year semester, and they're having that kind of the assessment and tutorial. Okay, this is called distance learning. So this is called the second opportunity. This is one of the example that we discuss about the adult education program development. So remember, in adult education, we have two types. Still remember that we have the formal education and secondly is a non-formal education. But right, in terms of learning, of course, in adult learning, we consist with the three component, which is formal learning, non-formal learning, and last but not least is informal learning. You still remember that? All right. So talking about education, you have two, formal or non-formal education. Okay, so basically, you also can provide the technical education. Sometimes maybe they miss, okay, in their life. For example, what say they miss? Maybe they are misusing the phone, for example. Maybe they are misusing the Microsoft Word. Maybe at that time they want to buy a computer is a bit, expensive. At that time they have Macintosh, right? Bukan Macinta, Macintosh, right? The big one. You still remember that they use the flop puppy, floppy disk, floppy to artist. You still remember that the floppy disk? At that time, we're not using this. If I'm not mistaken, how big the space? If I'm not mistaken, only 1 megabyte for the hard disk. I say for the disk. If I'm not mistaken, it's a pocket disk, right? So maybe they're using the typewriter. Though the operating the typewriter with the typing in the laptop is different. So of course, you can have the computer literacy program in helping the adult. This is one example. All right. So maybe they are light sewing, and then by right, maybe at that time they may not be affordable to buy a sewing machine. Maybe they use very traditional one, okay, or maybe they use their hand, all right. And at the same time, they need to learn about the new technology. Now we have the current machine, right? So they have the current machine. This is called electric operating machine, sewing machine, so that you can having the program with them. This is just example. And of course, this is talking about the continuing professional education. It can be, or it can be a continuing education itself. When talking about the continuing professional education, something like related with the professional one. By right, it's not stop there. You also can having the continuing education to the adults, meaning that you can provide all the program related with the development. Okay, so sometimes in organization, the adult development program also happen in the situation like in organization or likely in the formal institution. For example, they have the in-service training. So what's meaning of in-service training? Basically, in-service training related with the on-the-job training, meaning that during your work, during your position, okay, when you hold that position, then you need to go for the training, for example. Then by right, it's called in-service training. When I was in Honda, basically the in-service training happen frequently. By right, maybe a staff, maybe they are having the training more than 14 days per year. So meaning that you can see how frequent the training. By right, the training will not to hold them for the 4 or 3 days. Tak boleh. Because this a production line, they will affected. So now we having the training, like say for example, for the half day training program, for example. Okay, so in total it's almost around 14 days. So basically we provide this because we want to strengthening their skills. Okay, and of course we're talking about this related with the motivational program. For example, they're having a problem, then by right they need to have the sport. So sometimes they need to looking for the opportunities to resolve individual, family and community challenges sometimes. So for example, AKPK. Do you know AKPK? Agency Credit kan? National, for example. This is for the credit program who having the insolvation, having in insolvation situation. So right, they are going muflis, bankruptcy. So meaning that they are having a program for the adults who are having bankruptcy. So this is example that they are providing the support. LPPKN, right? For example, this is something like related happen to in supporting the family. If a family have problem, so you can refer to LPPKN to get the services. This is one of the opportunities to provide. This is example for the adult education program development. And of course, talking about the provide opportunities to self-actualization. So remember, if you looking on the, you still remember that Maslow hierarchy needs. All right, still remember Maslow hierarchy needs. So Maslow hierarchy needs, they discuss about the basic one, starting from the bottom. So they are getting up, at the end they reach at the peak. So the peak is so called self actualization. Apa you nak dalam hidup ni? Okay. What do you want in your life? So this is called self actualization. And of course, the self actualization will relate with the environment, meaning that the ecosystem. Okay, let's say for example you stay in the villages, so it seems like you are stay in the villages situation. If you stay in urban, so the different self actualization. All right, and of course it relates with the socialization. Okay, the way how the social system happen. You still remember in our topic 2, we discuss about the social system. And last but not least, talking about the volunteerism. So meaning that to what extent that you are contributing to the community. Okay, clear? Any question? So I really appreciate it if you can switch on your camera. Tak ada seorang pun on. Ada tak siapa yang on? Alright. So please, if possible, I don't want to talk with laptop. A bit demotivated when talk in front of the laptop. If you can switch on your camera, I'm so happy because I can see my students. Alright. So talking about this, is a back to the bottom up or top down? What do you think? What is the basic and what is something like supposed to be for the adult education program development? Is it bottom up or bottom down? Anyone? Hello? Hello?
Tengah fikir
Ya,
kot semua.
doktor. Tengah fikir.
Dah lah kamera tutup, semua senyap sepi. Mak kat lalu. Saya ingat takut saya seorang-seorang cakap. Okay, what do you think? Is it supposed to be a bottom up or talking about the top down?
Bottom up.
It's a bottom up,
Bottom.
alright. Bottom up, okay. How many of you said it's a top down? Okay, I think this is a good thing for you to discuss for this week. Alright, try to relate your discussion which is related with adult education program development. Any program, it can be a formal, it can be non-formal. So what is supposed to be? Is a bottom up or top down? And please state your reason. Okay, why is bottom up? Why is it top down? And maybe you can give the challenges. Maybe you can give the what is your opportunities and weaknesses. Maybe you can discuss. So if you want to discuss it, you can make it in the 4 step of discussion. Let's say for example, you say that the bottom up. So why bottom up? Maybe you can discuss with top. If you think that it's a top down, why is it top down? And discuss it in the 4 context. You're looking on the SWOT analysis. Okay, strength, opportunity, weaknesses, and traits. So you discuss it in your writing. So make it comprehensive, 1 page. All right, 1 page. Make it for comprehensive. Use your own word, and you can submit it for the activity for the week 12, inshallah. All right. So please spread this information to your friends about this. Okay, I think it's a good thing for this to discuss. Or maybe it's a bottom up, maybe it's top down. Is it efficient? Which one is better? So it's something like, very subjective and trigger your thinking. I hope that you can discuss this in your activities. So talking about this, maybe you can put this in your consideration in discussion later on. So maybe you can discuss from the 3 perspective of the program development, which is in planning, implementation, and evaluation. So what is a planning? Planning meaning that you need to set your objective. So before you start to set your objective, you need to know about what actually they need. What is your client's need, which is the adult. Then you can do the situational analysis. How do we go for the situational analysis? They have a lots of the types of the methods. Maybe you want to go for the simple questionnaire. You having the simple questionnaire, you send it to them, and then they fill it and return back to you. Or maybe you can having the very simple FGD, for example, focus group discussion. You can having the interview, or maybe you can do some observation. All right, or maybe you can refer to the documents itself. So this is something like about what is actually the situation and analysis process happen before we plan to the program. Okay, so meaning that your client, meaning that your participant, the adults itself, will participate since beginning of your planning. Meaning that since the beginning of the development process planning. You start from the planning. Okay? Then maybe they will feel ownership. They will feel that this sense of sensitivity about the program is a very significant for them. That's why they will involve and join together without any force. That's why planning is very, very important, the planning stage. Okay, then by right, you can see the implementation. They have a redundant one here. You can see that. So meaning that is talking about the process in between the planning and implementation. All right. This is in between planning and implementation. All right. So meaning that is something like a borderline. So this is related with something like a monitoring. All right. This process happen here like a monitoring. Whether whatever you plan, is it implemented? Is it well? This is called monitoring here. Okay. This part is a monitoring. So then you implement the program. Okay. You implement the program. So after that, maybe after you finish the program, you do some evaluation. So as you know, that evaluation would be related with the effectiveness of the program. Maybe after the evaluation, you can do something like improvement. Maybe you can send the message to the program developer, or maybe related with the organizational related this. So you can give some feedback, or maybe the outcome, the impact, okay, from the program that you happen. So remember that if you're looking on the perspective of the evaluation, later on we discuss this, they have a 4 main step of the evaluation. They have 4 types of evaluation. First is a call the uh, meaning that the process. Okay, they can be discussed about the from talking about the program itself. Okay, and then we discuss about the learning. Okay, hasil pembelajaran. Okay, meaning that we discuss about the meaning that the impact from the program, to what extent that you can learn something from the program. What is your significant learning while attending this program development program? So this is related with this knowledge. And the third one, it is from the perspective of behavior, meaning that is it they can implement it again while they're back to the workplace? Is it they can implement it while they're back to the community? So this is called behavior. And last but not least, we're talking about the output itself, which is to what extent that your investment for the training will is a meaning that it's a worthwhile to the participant, to the adult itself. It's back to the return on investment. Okay, they back to the return on investment. If you're looking from the formal organization, we discuss about the balance scorecard. Right, meaning that to show that whether you can achieve KPI or not. Okay, key performance indicator. So in between implement and evaluation, okay, this process is called summative evaluation, meaning that in after program, right? So, and here this component here in between evaluation and planning is a called feedback. All right, this is a called feedback, meaning that you prepare the feedback, and of course they will enhance the training for in the future. Okay, so we're talking about this here. You can see that first of all, this is a cycle that related with the program, meaning that you may not hide the evaluation stage. In terms of the program development for adults, the evaluation is very, very important. Majority of the program provider, they will miss the talking about the evaluation. They just implement a program and that's it. Maybe you can feel it. Okay, maybe the professional training, maybe they have the evaluation. But right, for the non-formal program, for example, Tai Chi class, all right, they are having the Tai Chi during the Saturday before MCO lah kan. All right, and then after Tai Chi, do you see that they do make the evaluation? It's not happen like you need to send the questionnaire. Not. Maybe sometimes maybe you can ask your participant. Maybe you can get the feedback. Okay, how the program looks like. So maybe this is called evaluation. It's a very surface one. At least you have this, because the evaluation itself will help you to shaping all these 10 component. Okay, so what is the 10 component here? So we're talking about the data collection itself, meaning that how do we do the situation analysis? It start from the, maybe they have the advisory group, maybe they have someone will advise you, maybe based on your data collection, they collect the fact, you feel that it's a problem that you want to solve through the program. All right, sometimes happen like that. And after you do this, it can be from the advisory group, it can be from the data you have, then all these things you blend together, you start to analyze the fact and try to determine the situation. It's very, very important. So oh, the problem is like this. The meaning that the problem is not comes from you. It comes from them. This is called bottom up. Whatever from you is a call top down. So that's why the good program here, I don't want to give you answer. If not, you can do it. So try to study about the adult education perspective, looking from the top down and bottom up that I said before this. All right. And then, of course, you will identify the problem. But it's just a problem itself you want to solve. Okay. Then, after you do this, then you start to develop the objective. Okay. You come to the phase which is you plan a program. Okay. You come and develop the objective. So, by right, when you have the objective, basically the program, the good program, they have the aims. Apa matlamat dia? So the aims will operationalize the objective, so that how to achieve the objective. If not objective, how do we reduce the gap between the objective and the realities? It can be. All right. Sometimes maybe you need to have the program like frequent, or maybe the schedule session for with them. It may not be happen in once. It need to be many times, and you need to monitor the progress. This is something like related with the mission. All right. So how do you execute this? Okay. And basically, you can develop, or maybe you can revise the written program. Maybe you can involve the client, maybe the wakil lah kan, the representative of the adult itself in the target group. You can involve them together in the looking for the perspective of the objective. Maybe you can get the feedback. All right. And last but not least, you execute this. So the execute is related with the implementation. All right. And basically the program execution, program implementation related with the um, develop plan of work, meaning that you have the plan. So now how do you execute this? And select the program objective for emphasis. So this is something like related with the how do we execute the program. And during the program, remember, we have the monitoring component. So during the process, during the here planning and implementation, you can see that this range here is mostly likely that the process that you are monitor this. Maybe you can monitor from their reaction, from their feeling, from their to what extent they're happy come to your class, for example, or maybe something like the contents too high for the to the participant, to the client, which is the adult. Maybe you need to do some amendment of the style of the teaching or style of the session. How do we facilitate them? So this is called monitoring. What happened in the middle here? This is called effective program development. Okay, this is effective program development. So meaning that is a combining planning, implementation, and evaluation. Okay, so back to the first one. Okay, you need to do the situational analysis I mentioned to you. So what's the situational analysis? Seems like you study and know about actually what is the expectation, right? Okay, the expectation supposed to be like this, and this. Okay, this expectation versus with reality. So the reality one, you get it from the survey. You get it from the, for example, for the interview. Okay, or maybe you collect some data from this to then you can from the data you know that this level like this. So your rules, okay, your rules is want to reduce the gap, right? To try to reduce the gap between the expectation and reality. So in the process, knowing about this is called situational analysis. Okay, so sometimes the situational analysis, maybe you can organize and you can having the advisory groups in helping you. Maybe you're working in a team, all right? So maybe from that a team that will be considered with the expert, client, and also the provider itself. All right, this is called advisory group. And of course, you can do the data collection. Okay, meaning that go straight away to looking for the clients, meaning that your adults group, all right, the target area itself. So what's the demographic things that you need to be considered in your situation analysis? Because the urban outskirt and the rural may not maybe different, all right, needs. Okay, and then you need to determine the situation itself. Actually, what's the problem happen? Is it individual problem? Is it the group problem? Or maybe the community problem? You need to identify this. Okay, this is called situational analysis. Any question? Is it clear? All right. This I mentioned to you. What ought to be? It seems like the expectation. It's supposed to be like this. It's supposed to have the component. However, what is? So meaning that related with the current one. So in between with that, so called the problem, meaning that you need to identify the need and or there can be a problem from this. Sometimes maybe there's not like a problem. Maybe there's a needs for them. If they don't have that, there's no problem. But right, if they have that, they will be better and they will be happy. For example, I so called need. Okay. So do you have a car? Yes, I have a kancil car, for example. So what problem? You don't have a problem because I have a car. Sometimes talking about need. Kancil kecil, nak kereta yang besar. For example, Azora. Or maybe Wildfire. Alphard. For example. Kan? That's why it's talking about the needs. Okay. Rumah ada tak? Ada. It's called need. Alright. So how big for the house? Is it the single story? Is it double story? Is it bungalow? For example, this is called need. So there's something like you need to see from the perspective of the adults, which is your client. And after that, after you know this, you need to take into consideration from the findings into the program objective development process. So from the problem itself, once you identify it, who is your client? All right? Who is the client? And where is your target area? And what is your program focus? So these four components supposed to be fit in your objective, the statement of objective. Meaning that the objective of the program, we cover that actually what is the problem, who be involved in the program development, the target itself, and the focus of the program. So how far you can use the smart measure, meaning that the smart model in program objective development. You still remember that? The specific, measurable, attainable, okay, realistic, and they have the time frame. You still remember that? Ingat tak kelas saya, kelas training dulu, DCE 3113? You still remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
Ingat betul.
Masihkah kau ingat? Ingat tak? Ingat ya?
Yes, Doktor.
Then discuss
Ya,
relate with
insyaAllah.
this. Relate with this, insyaAllah. Okay, so the smart, again, you can see in the slide here. Okay, this is something like the aspiration, the goal itself, the aspiration. We're talking about aspiration, you're talking about dream. That's why Honda, the tagline is the power of dream. The power objective actually. So actually what is the end product you want? This is called the objective. All right. Okay, so the objective, the goal itself, you can look from the smart perspective. All right. So it must be have a target. What's the target? Target meaning that at the end, what do you want to produce? Or maybe what something like changes you want to bring. So in order to achieve the target, you need to have the plan. It's a more tactical. Okay, it must be tactical. What's the meaning of tactical? If you looking belajar apa, tengok cerita apa? Cerita perang kan. For example, the war, you looking from the Rainbow, for example. Okay, apa lagi cerita perang yang banyak best-bestan? Behind enemy lines, I'm not sure. Right? So this related with this tactical one. You need to have plan. So the tactical related with strategy, related with the feedback, related with the consumption, and related with the situation. So this is called tactical. Alright. So I still remember when I was a cadet, masa saya palapis dulu kan. Okay. The palapis cadet, we learn about tactical. The tactical must be clear. And you need to know because you need to facing your enemy. Okay. Sama ada membunuh atau terbunuh. Whether you kill or to be killed. This is something like related with tactical. Kalau you tak mati, mungkin dia mati. Kalau dia tak mati, you mati. This is something like related with tactical. That's why in the program development, it must be tactical. Whether they are having the types of learning, whether they can get something, maybe you lose. Or maybe you get something because maybe you are having a program, but they can't receive anything. Dia ada dua possibilities. They have two possibilities. That's why it must be tactical. And it should be something like small attainments towards gradually achieving the goal. Something like you may not achieve that after a day program, all these things will be achieved. Not. Maybe you need to have a series of program. Or maybe if you have 1 day program, maybe you need to narrow down the scope, focusing on the 1 day achievement. You may not put a grand achievement, the grand program, the grand objective for the 1 day program. It may not be happen. Okay, that's why you need to have the planning for the adult. That's why you can see the failure of the most education program development because they are very dreamable. They are too excited. They are idealistic. However, based on the situation, it may not be achieved if you were having that kind of 1 day program, for example. So if your program to want to create the awareness, it's okay for the 1 day program. It depends on the activities. But if you have is your program want to capture like that you can feel in your heart. It seems like intuitive. It seems like the more effective. By right, you can be in the 1 day. So you need to have the target, and by right or not, you need to have the trending. What is the trending? A line of the best fit on the graph showing that the general direction of progress or regress. So meaning that from this you can monitor this. That's why the adult education program, you need to look on the trend. Okay, let's say for example, you have the series of program in a month. All right, let's say for example, maybe for the first trend, the pattern from the first activity you attempt, maybe the client come to their training, maybe not all, maybe around 50%, because you are conducting the training at the morning, for example, or maybe you conduct the session in the morning. But right, maybe the second one, because you are looking on the trending, maybe you initiate the development program at the night. But right, the capacity of the environment increase 80%, for example. This is called training. So meaning that based on this is advisable for you to having the program at the night. Something like this. This is called training. Okay, you need to monitor this. Okay, so basically the space smart, we're talking about the specific. What is the details exactly that needs to be done? Must be specific. It must be measurable to what extent that it can achieve or it can be measured. Maybe you can have the scale, maybe you have the indicator from the interview to see the measurable. To what extent that is achievable, they must be realistic. All right, achievable and realistic is two main component. They complement to each other. If you have a lots of dream, if you have, maybe of course the objective is good, right? But right, it's not achievable. Maybe they found difficulties of in achieving their target, and of course it's not realistic, so it will be having a problem. If you have a good specific one, you have a good measurable, these are available and realistic, but the time is not suitable, or maybe the time is not enough for the program achievement. Also, the program may not facing the success. Okay, clear? Ada soalan tak? Meaning that the smart is a complement to each other. Okay, do you have any question? Or do you want to share something? Ada? Based on your experience having the interview with your informants, with your, meaning that your project. Now you can relate this slowly, right? Based on your experience, go to the workplace, your experience, go to the field, and try to relate with this. Any question? Ada soalan tak?
Assalamualaikum doktor.
Tak ada
Ada. Nak tanya
Ya,
ni.
silakan. Ya, silakan.
Apa nama? Assalamualaikum, selamat pagi. Okey,
Salam.
untuk development untuk adults ni, kalau partisipan dia 100% adult senang lah kan. Tapi kalau dia mix macam mana? Dan
Okey.
satu lagi, macam khusus PJJ di UPM tu kan. So dia develop program tu memang untuk target group dia adults lah. Adult yang dah bekerja. So macam mana dengan kita punya program kalau bachelor degree ni? Adakah dia adult friendly ataupun macam mana develop? Dia ada perbezaan tak antara degree yang biasa ni dengan PJJ?
Okay, good question. So double barrel question. Alright. So the first one, saya lupa soalan tadi. Dia macam putus-putus. Soalan pertama tadi tanya apa?
Kalau nak buat program adult ni, nak plan,
Okay.
kalau partisipan dia 100% adult, okey lah kan?
Alright. Okay.
Tapi kalau dia mix macam mana?
Okay, this is a good question, Mr. Khairul. Alice Minion. Tada! Tada! Alright. So basically, we're talking about the program. Of course, based on back to the objective. Alright, it must be back to the objective of the program. If your program, the objective of program, your targeting is looking for the adults, by right, let's say for example, the young people join it, no problem. Because the program still on with the adult approach. Because it's back to your objective. Alright. But right, if you plan for the adult program, by right, yang datang, the participants from the adult is so, is you can see, you can count the number. Okay, maybe several of them came to the training, for example. But right, the rest is adult. The rest is young people. No problem. You can do the program, all right, as you plan. But right, you need to involve with the component of the adult from the youth needs, for example. Then you need to blend the program. But right, you can still achieve the objective. Okay, so no problem with this. By right, if you have the program with adult itself, then you can do the program with the adult context. By right, if you mix, maybe you need to change the approach, the way on how you persuade. Sometimes while you're talking with adults is different while you're talking with the young people, the young generation, right? If you not treat them like a young, they will feel that apa barang kan, apa benda kau cakap ni kan. For example, right? Hashtag sila ninggal. Alright. So that's why you need to know about the needs of the client itself. That's why you need to focus on the target group. That's why we need to have the program, the planning program. You involve together with the representative from the adults, so that easy for them feel that this program is a part of their their activities. They feel it accountability. That's a number one. Number two, with your question is related with the PJJ program, the distance learning program. The content is same. The content is same. The credits, the syllabus, the structure is same because you're talking about the formal education. Why is it different? The approach, right? So in campus, of course, we're talking about campus, majority of you are young people and some of you are adults, all right? Especially for the postgraduate program, majority is adult. For undergraduate, basically most of you are young people, youth age. So the difference is talking about the approach. When talking about distance learning, you may not implement the approach similar like you approach your students in the full-time mode. It's different. Because for the distance learning, you need to know that why they choose distance learning, because they are working, because they have their own commitment. They came to the university, go for the distance learning because they want to their spirit, maybe their enthusiasm, their spirit, because they want to pursue the learning. No one force them, no one forcing them. They come to the university because they want to learn. That's why we need to embed the strategy with the learning. At the same time, they can perform with their job. Kalau tak ada gaji, macam mana nak bayar kelas kan, betul tak? For example, they want to pay the cost. So of course, you need to have the kind of the flexibility in terms of the learning style. Talking about learning style, there are lots of hands-on compared to the in-campus student. So in-campus student, we give you the theoretical perspective and you start to relate once you have the assessment. By right, the distance learning, they implement it in the workplace and straight away they get the feedback and discuss it in the class. That's a different thing. That's why you can see that the different perspective and approach with the distance learning and in campus, but the content, the syllabus is same. The way on how do we connect is different. We treat them like an adult. I think maybe when I dealing with you as an undergraduate student, why you having a late submission for your assessment? So that's why I know that maybe the students, because they want to delay the time playing the PUBG until midnight. Okay, kan berjimba pergi IOI last minute kan nak hantar. I saja je saya sebenarnya tak buat tu. I just want to see. I don't want to create earlier. A day, a night, at that time want to submit, then you ask me, Doctor, can you create the ni? So meaning that undergraduate student, they are happy to do that. Because of course I know that you are trying to capture. I feeling positive. You want to get an idea, and last minute you have some write up. It's okay as long as you submit it. Okay. So when this is a related with meaning that student in the campus. However, the distance learning students is different. Why you are submitting late your assessment? Do you know what is answer? Last night I having problem with my husband. Nak jawab apa? Kan? Problem pula dengan husband ni kan. Nanti kita pula jadi motivator. Tenang ya. Menurut kajian ya. Kan tiba-tiba jadi motivator kan. So this is something like you need to be more flexible. That's my answer, Mr. Minion. Tada. Okay. Alright. So this is talking about the SMART objective. Ada soalan lagi? Minion okay?
Clear atau clear?
Alright. Okay, so how do we strategize the SMART objective? So remember, when talking about the specific, you can ask yourself, as a program developer, as an agent of change, okay, as a HR practitioner, okay, you need to ask yourself whether this program to what extent exactly needs to be accomplished and why do we want to accomplish this goal. It's very, very important. This is called specific. Let's say, for example, you want to plan for the in-house training. For example, you are HR executive, or maybe you are officer in the organization. So how do you plan for this? You ask yourself, all right? Why do we want to accomplish this goal? Then you can trigger out what actually happened for the specific one. For measurable, you ask yourself, how will we know that we have succeeded? Okay. How much change needs to occur, and how many action or cycle we take it. All right. So that's why you can plan it for the measurable one. Okay. Is it possible for the 2 cycle, or maybe they need to have the 3 times of the activities in a week? For example, that's a measurable. Penilaian risiko macam itulah KKM kan. Kenapa, why they decided for the lockdown, why decided for the MCO, because of the risiko evaluation, risk evaluation. Alright. Okay, penilaian risiko is called measurable. Attainable is something that related with the, is it the program is attainable? Is it practical one? Do we have the resources to achieve the goal? So resources, it can be internal and external. Internal, something like related with what you have, or maybe it's about the capacity. And external would be something like related with the surrounding. It can be from the meaning that from the ecosystem, or maybe you want to make this and you need to have that. That's so called resources. Okay, the outside, the external resources. Is it a goal reasonable? And then is the goal likely to bring success? You need to ask yourself. All right. And talking about the relevant, to what extent the program is worthwhile goal. Worthwhile ni meaning that berbaloi-baloi. Kan Shopee berbaloi-baloi kan. Sometimes I still remember during at night, kadang-kadang pukul 2 3 pagi terkejut. Handset wife ada Shopee. Shopee dia tiba kan. Aduh. Stress kan tengah tidur kan. So it's talking about the Shopee itself, it's something like relevant. So to what extent the strategy worthwhile, okay, to achieve it, and can we commit to achieving this goal? It's something related with the together everyone achieve more. You need to work in team. Okay. And last but not least, you're talking about time bound, the time frame. Okay, how long? What is the deadline? Okay, to reaching the goal. When we begin taking the action, how do we plan for the recap? How do we plan for the significant learning process, or maybe what is something like related with this is called time bound. You need to have a punchline of the activities. Nak buat gimmick, nak buat apa, you plan for the time bound. And how long the program happen? Is it 1 year? Is it 3 years? Or maybe is it 1 month? Or maybe 1 day program? This is called time bound. Okay? Any question? Ada soalan? Ada soalan lagi tak? Tak ada Okay. Talking about the implementation, is talking about the effective size in small group activities. It can be. Sometimes if you plan for the small group activities, maybe you identify your target group, of course, and maybe you can have the small group between 10 to 15%. It depends on the program. Maybe if you want to have the lecture, you want to give the input, maybe you can bring the many as much as you can. By right, maybe they have the risk in terms of the effectiveness. Mungkin belakang-belakang tu tak dengar sangat, for example. Maybe they are not paying attention because they talk and chit-chat with their friends. Alright, maybe if you want to show something in the front, maybe participant at the back may not look on this because of the vision limitation. Dah tua-tua kan, for example. Ni huruf apa ni? Ni pakcik tahu. Ini huruf M. Confident je ke huruf M kan. Padahal huruf G kan. Huruf H. Still remember the primary movie? This is example. Okay. So maybe you can minimize the group, the effective one. You can go for the small group activities. For example, mengaji Quran, right? The reciting the Quran. They have not big number of the people in one time. They participate in one time. But right, they have just small number, easy to the facilitator to monitor. Okay, the process during the activities. Okay. Alright, and every client group must appoint a leader to facilitate coordination of the activities. It's very, very basic one. Rasulullah nak berjalan pun, Rasulullah want to walk together with his friend. Kan? Lantik ketua. Siapa ketua? Dua orang kan. Kalau keluar Pak Wer dengan Mak Wer, of course lah kan. Boyfriend dia pimpin lah. Pergi pegang tangan, pimpin kan. Tu pimpin juga. Dia leader kan. Kan? So dah kahwin pegang tangan lagi tak? Kan. Based on my experience pegang juga. Kan, tapi tak cepat nak pegang sebab anak-anak lari ke depan. So as a parent we need to go faster, you know. Anak-anak lari ke depan, kita nak jalan pimpin tangan belakang kan. Sehati dan sejalan. Tak boleh, tak boleh. Okay, the situation is different. Okay. Okay, this is talking about the outline of adult education program development. Okay, basically you can having that kind of the checklist. Seems like a checklist. All right. So in terms of developing a plan, what to learn? Maybe you can have in the you can clarify what to learn. So once you can clarify this, when to learn? Bila nak belajar pula, right? So now apa nak belajar, bila nak belajar, and how to learn. Bagaimana kita nak belajar benda tu? How to learn? Where to learn? The location itself. Alright. Maybe you want to give a reward to your participant. Maybe you can bring, if you have the budget, you can bring to rent some place, and maybe you can have the program there. Maybe it seems like rewarding. Okay, kadang-kadang bawa pergi bengkel training dekat luar tu is a reward. Or maybe because of the COVID, you can having the webinar. So to what extent the adult appreciate the webinar? For example, maybe the early adults, maybe the young adult, okay. How about the late adult? Pok cik tak tahu komputer ni gapo tak. Tertekek kau eh. Hilang-hilang pak cik hilang kan. Okay. So meaning that is talking about where to learn. And who is responsible? The PIC. Okay, the person in charge. Meaning that the training provider. Who is the developer? Who is responsible? Okay, for the learning process. And what facilities are needed. So the facilities is something like related with the equipment, related with the alat bantu mengajar. Talking about the, let's say for example, something like instrument will helping you for the learning process. So the so-called facilities are needed. Alright. Any question? You can having this. This seems like a checklist if you conduct the program. Okay, it is something like a major one. You need to know and need to clarify this. And of course, talking about the implementing adult teaching learning method and technique, they have a lot of the technique, and I highlighted the 4 types of the main implementation for the adults. First, if you have the program, you can having the program like a small group discussion, or it can be a small group activities. It's number 1. Okay, so meaning that this between 5 to 15 is the ideal one. You can have the discussion and you can do the activities, okay, together. Then by right, the instructor or maybe the facilitator will monitor the process. For example, you attended for the baking class. Ramai ke yang attend baking class? Sampai 100 ke? Is it going to 100? No, right? How can you monitor all the 100 participants? Otherwise, you can have in that, by right, you can have lots of assistant, right? If you have working in a small group, then you have time to monitor the progress. For example, baking the cake. Okay, this is just example. Number 2 is a called method demonstration. What is the meaning of method demonstration? Meaning that you demo. Okay, you demo the method, the technique step by step, one by one. Okay, you type up this and then put it out and put it. So you show them in front of them. They feel alright. Meaning that is something like need an indicator that you are delivering something to them, and they start to capture this. Okay, this is called method demonstration. The result demonstration, something like related with something like the innovator, the early majority, the adapter do this. And then from that kind of the result, you can show the result, you can spread the information to others. Okay, meaning that these people is success. Okay, this program is achieving the successful product, for example. You say, and then this is called result demonstration. Basically, the result demonstration suitable for the late majority, of course, the early majority, the late majority, and the laggard group. You still remember last week we discussed about the diffusion of innovation? Ingat lagi
Yes.
tak?
Yes.
Ada berapa step? Ada berapa types of the in the innovation, diffusion of innovation? How many types?
5.
Ingat lagi tak? 5. Apa dia? Apa dia?
Innovator.
Innovator.
Early
Majority.
Adapters lagi. Early
Early adapters.
Majority. Laggard.
Last sekali laggard. Last one laggard. Right, good. That will be your final. Nanti discuss benda tu detail. Alright. And of course, last but not least, is talking about the home visit. What is mean home visit? You monitor them. Yeah, you go there. This is called 2L concept. Which meaning of 2L? Macam tajuk lagu Korea pula, bukan 2L bukan. Ni bukan Blackpink, bukan. 2L meaning that is called latih dan lawat. Meaning that you train them and you visit them. Okay, you train them and you visit them. To an extent that you have trained to them, that maybe is effective and they can bring back to the workplace. That's meaning that you need to have the visit. This is the idea of the most effective approach while you having the implementation to the ADAPT program. Okay, so again, the small group discussion, the first one is something like you identify the idea, opinion, you discuss.
Doktor lag ke?
Mungkin kot. Doktor.
Hello guys.
Yes, doktor.
Doktor, dengar.
Suddenly I left. Tak tahu sebab apa, internet kot. Malaikat lalu kan. There's something like related with the internet. Sorry. Waiting for me. Mesti ramai kecewa kan bila saya keluar kan? Ataupun adalah konspirasi. Is it a conspiracy that someone want to kick me out?
No lah, doktor.
Tak ada Okay, so we discuss future discussion about this. Okay, shall we continue?
Yes,
Hello
doktor.
guys. Hello guys.
Ya, doktor.
Shall we continue?
Yes, doktor.
Yes, doktor.
Alright. Now we discuss about the again to secure the feedback and suggestion for decision making, meaning that you can still discuss with your small group discussion whether you can check whether this suggestion and or maybe the decision making is right or not. So maybe you can counter this. This is called to secure feedback. And basically they're helping you to ensure the cordial relationship, meaning that you have the good relationship with your target group, which is the adult. Okay, you start to have the establish the engagement with them, and at the same time you play your role as a agent of change. Okay, agent of change. So meaning that at that time during the process you can play your role to change, or maybe you want to embed something like related with the content. Then by right you want to educate slowly. This is called small group discussion dialogue. This is the number one technique you can use. Basically, this is most effective if you're dealing with the small number of the clients, small group number of clients. But you have many clients, you need lots of the facilitator or the trainer to help you in this process. Okay, clear? Any question?
No, clear.
Hello, you can hear me?
No, doktor.
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
Line
Can you
lembab
hearing
sikit.
me, ladies?
Yes,
and
doktor. Boleh
gentlemen?
dengar, doktor.
Boleh dengar doktor tapi
Okay,
macam
alright.
lembab sikit lagi.
So, boleh dengar alright. I think I have a problem with my internet connection here because I'm staying in the new area. That's why maybe the facilities and infrastructure of the communication is still weak, Tak apalah, saya cuba yang terbaik insyaAllah. And then second one is called method demonstration. What is the meaning of method demonstration? Meaning that you transfer new technology, you transfer the new practices to the client from the demonstration. You transfer this. You go step by step. Let's say, for example, how do we mix the fertilizer for the soil fertilizer, for example? How do we mix the soil? You show them step by step. How to cook the chicken curry? Kan? Kalau Indian call apa? Koli curry. Koli curry, min curry. Min curry, kari ikan. Koli curry tahu kari apa? Kari ayam. So lepas ni boleh pergilah kan. Selain daripada teh tarik onek, dah tahu dah koli curry. Okay. Okay. Betul lah kat sini. Ada yang India kat sini ya. Kalau siapa yang ada ni, Indian student kan, Usha ada kat sini ya.
Betul, doktor, betul.
Yeah.
Yes,
Suara
Dr.
sabda ya. Right ya. Tani Kudi. Alright. To transfer new technology, okay, again, an agent must be highly competent. Basically, the agent itself, meaning that the facilitator must be highly competent because you are doing the demonstration. How come you feel that, oh, I don't know about this, I forgot about this, meaning that the perception, okay, of the clients, especially the adults to the facilitator will be declined. So that's why you need to have that kind of the meaning that to search for the best trainer to contact for the demonstration. They must be expert, okay, with that particular things because they are delivering this. They must be competent and they are looking on the technology and practice itself. And how do they see from the perspective of dissemination process? They must be know about the technique, the strategy to approach their participants. Okay, and in method demonstration, basically the agent, meaning yourself as the agent of change, must use all the possible sense. You need to look from their face, their seeing, testing, touching, learning, for example. Okay, so basically this will be give you a signal whether they understand or not. Maybe they feel confused. It seems like you see their face like a big question mark at their forehead. Kat muka tu ada besar ya question mark tu. Meaning that they didn't understand. Kan? Then by right you need to do again. You need to demo again. Maybe muka dia happy smile or something like, oh, and then they see the face like this. Alright. So meaning that they understand the process. Then you can continue for the next one. Okay. That's why I'm trying to give you the example that while you switch on your camera, I can see your face, though I know that your reaction. You feel that or something that I need to discuss it again. If you didn't open your switch on your camera, I didn't know your reaction. Because as an agent of change, you need to see, you need to taste, you need to touch, and of course you learn from that. Okay. So the third one is so-called result demonstration. Something like an effective teaching and learning method based on the concept seeing is believing. Percaya tak? Sekarang you percaya tak? Meaning that seeing is believing is one of the effective one. Sometimes if you talk with the farmers, let's say they produce the product of the paddy, right? From the paddy field, what is the best practices? They didn't know about what actually the best practices in managing paddy field. But right, if you bring them, go to Skinchan, look for the best good practices, how they can come up with the 10 tons per acre, right, of the paddy product. Then they learn. Oh, actually like this. Talking about the piping, talking about the water, talking about the fertilizer. Okay, the practices, the good practices. So, meaning that they can start to learn from that. This is called result demonstration, especially if you want to encourage the majority, especially the late majority and the laggard. You can use the result demonstration. It's effective. All right. And of course, the successful client involves in result demonstration. Okay, with the help of the agent, meaning that you are become agent of change to show and tell others what and how has done to be successful. So you can see, learn by examples. Okay, and the result demonstration reinforces the effectiveness of technology or practices. So meaning that they will enhance the productivity. They will accept the technology. they start to discuss about the innovation, for example. They easy to get it. And you can see the curve will be different. Before this, it seems like a normal curve like this. So by right now, it's more binomial. You can produce more innovator, more adapters, and more early majority. All right, this is called result demonstration. Okay, and the fourth one is talking about the home visit. It's called 2L, latih dan lawat, training dan lawat. Basically, it's an effective one to solve the client problems. Okay, and then at the same time, we fulfill the client needs. Because you go there, you see in front of you, you can see the progress. Or maybe you can do some monitoring to an extent that they are implementing the lessons from the training and how it make more beneficial. Okay, get benefits from the training. All right. So of course, in the home visit strategy, it encourages two-way communication between you yourself as the agent of change and the client, which is the adult. Okay. And of course, the agent is able to see the closely client's practices. So you can see and you can look into the step-by-step or hands-on routine implemented by the adults. If you wrongly do it, then you can easily to give the direction. So because you are being there, easy for you to monitor and look on their progress. Okay, it's a very effective, but it will take times, a bit of lot of commitment, but the effectiveness of this into the adult will be more success. Because you're dealing with adult, you may not dealing with the ones, or maybe you have the something like the schedule. No, dealing with adults is a frequent. Okay, it's a continuous process, so easy for you to know about the progress itself. Okay, so remember, in monitoring and evaluating in adult program, basically the monitoring used during the activity while the program is ongoing. Okay, you can see, you can get information to extend their healthiness in the program. Okay, so called, do they happy? Then you can see the adequacy of resources is relevant. Okay, that's why it's very important thing that need to determine the strength and the weaknesses of agent knowledge, attitude, and practices. So as a program developer, as a HR practitioner, you need to know the strength of the agent of change, or maybe the facilitator, the trainer itself, right? So that by right you can having the good program. The facilitator itself, they have good relationship with the client. This is that we want in the adult education perspective. So talking about the evaluation at the end, okay, you can do the evaluation. Basically, you can do it at the end of program. This is called this is summative evaluation. We have the formative and summative. This is summative evaluation. Okay, summative evaluation basically done, okay, usually at the end of the program, because you can determine okay, whether the program itself, okay, reach the objective or not. And then maybe you can see the monitoring and evaluation of the program, what types of the some improvement needed for the future program if the program happen again. So this is something like related with evaluation. Okay, so remember, talking about the monitoring and evaluation, okay, the monitoring consists five main things. First is called strategy itself. So what type of the strategy they want to monitor? How long itself is a duration? Is it involved with the budget, with the minimum cost, or maybe they are very expensive? Okay, how many staff involved? And of course, talking about the physical input. What is a physical input? Something like related with the surrounding items, things, so on and so forth. Okay, this is called physical input. Okay, you do all these things, and of course, all these things is related to the monitoring process. Okay, is it clear? Ada soalan tak? Okay,
Doktor,
Habis dah. Ya, silakan.
saya nak tanya.
Ya, silakan.
Okay,
Ya, silakan.
yang home visit tadi tu, contoh kalau program adult tu program jarak jauh, is it home visit tu still effective? Macam Dr. cakap tadi ada PJJ punya program. So home visit tu still effective ke? Terus soalan kedua, tak nak jawab dulu ke saya tanya terus?
Tak apa, kalau macam tu saya jawab satu-satu dulu, senang.
Okay.
Okay, takut lupa. Okay, let's say for example PJJ program, is it effective? Meaning that the visit itself is not necessary that you need to go there. Of course, the best thing you go there. But right, we're talking about the PJJ program, for example, the distance learning program. Of course, you come to the campus for the maybe two times or three times per semester. But right, in between, they have the tutorial class. In between, they have the tutorial class at the located place. So that's why they can come to the center near to their house and they can do some activities because this is a formal one. Of course, you need to have the institution. So they come to the tutorial center. Then the visit happen there. If you're looking for the perspective which is related with the non-formal program, okay, it's a non-formal program, it's out of formal setting program. Of course, we don't have that kind of the something like a syllabus. It's more flexible. It's more on the likely a coaching. You can go to the workplace and do some monitoring. If you stay far away, maybe you can have the scheduled activities. You go there and plan to do the monitoring at the workplace. This is called visit. All right, clear?
Clear, Doktor.
Hello. All right, good. The second question.
The second question pasal about the evaluation. Jadi Doktor cakap ada usually evaluation akan at the end of the program. So boleh ke, is it possible if you want to do evaluation at the middle of the program so that kita boleh improve program tu?
Okay, good question, Arisha. Basically, in the program evaluation, they have two types. First is a called formative evaluation, and the second one is a summative evaluation. What's a formative evaluation? Basically, the formative evaluation can be in middle, can be earlier the beginning of the program, it can be middle, it can be before program end. This is called formative evaluation. So what's the content of the formative evaluation? For example, you can do some reaction evaluation. You can do some observation. Maybe you can, during a break, you can ask the participant, all right, during a break. So what do you feel? What do you think? Or maybe what do you think about the content, the facilities, all right? Maybe after the eating, you can ask to what extent the food, is it okay? What types of things that we can improve? This is called monitoring. It can be happen during a process. It's called formative evaluation. So how about the summative evaluation? It's rated at the end after the program. Maybe that it can have the evaluation after the program immediately, or maybe you can do some revisit. Kan? Maybe you can do some monitoring after 3 months, after 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months. And then this evaluation related with the behavioral changes. Tingkah laku, penilaian tingkah laku, behavior evaluation. So that you can monitor to what extent they can bring the new things that you gain from the class, from the activities, from the program development activities, bring back to the workplace or maybe back to the committee to what extent they implement it. So in addressing your answer, Arisha, yes, you can have the evaluation in the middle.
Okay, thank you, Doktor.
Welcome, you're most welcome. Any question? Ada soalan lagi? Alright, for your last week activity assessment, I give you discount. You can submit today, no problem. I already extend it in the Putra Blast to give you discount. So, and I hope that starting from today, you can start to draft and try to make it your activities, okay, for the week 12, insyaAllah. Okay, ada soalan lagi? Okay, kalau tak ada soalan, if you don't have any question, I want to pass the session to Arisha and Chima to briefing us anything related with the book progress. And of course, you can share it about the planning for the closing book ceremony, insyaAllah. My suggestion is we start with our first. Okay, we start with ours. We start at 9, for example. And please spend it around approximately around 1.5 hours or maybe 1 hour and 15 minutes, for example. maybe you can start inviting the VVIP at 10:30, for example. Right? Then by right after we have discussed about our class, we discuss about the tips of the test, and we can have the closing ceremony. The creativity, I believe it that you can do it. I leave it to all of you. I follow. Okay, I just monitor and evaluate your creativity. All right. So Arisha and Chima, yes, please.
Okay, Doctor. So I'll explain the process of the books and also the event of the books launching. Maybe on week 15 and week 14 kan, Doctor?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. On week 14.
Okay. So first about the books process. For this week, the editor team is focused on checking all the language for the report, and they are compiling all the reports. So since all the leaders have uploaded the reports at the Dropbox, they also have contact the ISBN person. So basically we already have the guideline on how to submit the books to ISBN. So this week we'll proceed with design and compiling the report, check the language. So that's for the books. And for the event, for the Zoom event, maybe I want to ask Doctor first, who is the VIP that Doctor want to invite? So maybe I can get the clear picture.
I okay. I leave it to all of you. What do you want? Or you want to invite the Insta famous ke? Saya okay je. Iman Troy ke tu pulang lah.
Oh.
Okay, boleh nyanyi satu lagu kan? It's up to you. Or maybe you want to invite the management or the faculty. It's up to you. I leave it to you. Or maybe you want to invite something like influencer. Kan?
Okay.
Pilih-pilih
Maybe
lagi kan. Mana tahu kan kalau you all nak buat macam tu kan. I'm not sure. Kan, it's up to you. I leave it to you. I think because we having the online program, I think they have no formalities issues in terms of letter because they are not coming to the universities. So they can having online. So it's up to you. Or you want to invite Nilofa, boleh dapat tudung free seorang satu. Kan? Contoh. Alright. Yang mana Amirul Hadi tiba-tiba jadi PU boleh ha, sempat lagi. Peluang masih terbuka. Saya tak boleh kalau saya buat macam tu seminggu makan nasi kedai. Okay?
Okay. So
Alright.
that
So it's up to you. I leave it to you, your plan. I just follow it. I'm okay with that. I'm flexible. I'm flexible. Or you want to invite some influencer ke, boleh juga kan. Shoaib sepatu. It's up to you. It's up to you. But right, it's related with the adults lah. Okay. I'm okay with that.
So maybe in this planning, I would suggest to invite KJ, Dr. Rozia. Rozia. Invite the Ketua Jabatan of.
Oh, you want invite? I follow lah. I follow, tak kisah. Tapi
Okay,
kalau dapat yang okay
what's-
lagi best, lagi crowd.
Okay, lagi. Okay, we try to discuss first, Doctor, about this.
I expected, yeah, I expected something. Wow. Meaning
Wow.
that you can imagine, in your poster of the, you can imagine you have the poster of the book launching ceremony. You want to share to your friend, and suddenly ada public figure there. Wow, interesting.
Oh,
Maybe you can share the link. We can open the session. Maybe for the setengah jam yang pertama, memang sejam for our class. Maybe you want to create another link. Okay, then you can invite the public because this is a book launching ceremony. You can invite semua team members for first batch, second batch, third batch, and fourth batch, for example. Or maybe you can make it open. Or maybe you have 10 minutes motivation session apa-apa dengan dia orang and terus launch. Then you can see the crowd into the session, right? By right, you can have promote the program. That's my idea. I think that this is in my mind. I thought that maybe you can think the same with me. I'm not sure. All right. I feel that it's not like a formal. Like say for example, maybe they deliver for the 10 minutes. Then after that they launch the book. They press the button online. I'm not sure. Then there's a montage. I'm not sure. It's up to you.
faham, Doctor?
I think kalau nak bagi crowd pula pun okay kan, sonok juga kan, get the perspective from industry, for example, from the outsiders to think about adults kan. Macam
Faham?
no, tak adalah segurau. Okay, carilah. Saya tak kisah siapa, KJ pun boleh. Saya tahu you all saya
Okay.
KJ.
So basically, okay, nanti tu kita orang akan bincang balik. Cuma at the flow of the event maybe it is only 1 hour, something like that. Ada doktor? Doktor start Saya lagi. Oh,
Doktor kelas tu.
Kita keluar.
Doktor terperanjat dengan nama KJ tu.